Hey y'all, what's going on? How are you? So, here we are on, I don't know, the New Jersey? The Repulse? I don't know. So, yeah, I've done a little bit of each. The Repulse is really kind of mostly dry fitted. And the reason I was doing it is, I really like the British battleships. Actually, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, the German battleships are the coolest looking. Sexy, great lines, formidable, fast, huge firepower. And then the other thing I like about the British ones, though, is since she's an island nation, she came up with all sorts of weird configurations. So on the Repulse history lesson, she was built in 1916 and actually participated in the Round the World cruise with the Hood. And you can kind of see some ideas that were taken from Hood, like all these open decks. Let me see if I can get down in here. And you know, the hood on the aft third is just wide open. But the main reason I did this is because I'm going to need the superstructure in place for the paint job. And it's not all that difficult, not like a Bismarck with Baltic stripes, or even worse yet, the Tirpitz, when she was hiding in the Norwegian Ford. But the paint job's a little in depth, and you got to know where to break. So that's kind of why I'm dry fitting it. Yeah, you can see some similarities between her and the Hood. But what's interesting is, you know, she was also susceptible to the same thing that the Hood was, plunging fire. And for those of you who know your history, this was sunk along with the Prince of Wales in the Pacific. Was bombed out of existence, basically. Honestly, I think she took 4 torpedoes on the port side and 1 on the starboard. She just kind of flipped over. About 505 lost their lives. The rest were picked up by a couple of destroyers. And there was supposed to be an aircraft carrier with her to make up that task force, but that thing on its way ran aground. So those two were kind of left on their own. Interesting story. They were trying to decide at the Admiralty what to do with these two, and tabled the conversation for the night. And it was that night that they got sunk. So kind of ended discussion there. But anyway, so the paint job, I want to do it when she left Singapore. I mean, yeah, she was all gray at one time, you know. Hold on here. Sorry, guys. But, let me see if I can show this to you. So that's kind of the paint job I'm going to do on her. And it's interesting because she's got that dark color, which is basically black almost. And it extends on the hull, as you can see, the aft turret, and then the aft superstructure in the mid portion of the main superstructure, including one what do you call it? Tunnel. Why am I saying tunnel? Stack. Funnel. There you go. But yeah. So there's 2 colors there, but it's deceiving because if you look at it from above, let me see if I can do this. The main superstructure there, both of them, the top of the aft structure and the top of this structure was actually kind of, again, like the hood, linoleum and steel. And so therefore it was a kind of like a, what would I call that? Gunship gray? So you've got a light gray on the hull, almost a black on the aft turret in the hull, and then the gunship gray on the decks. And since that's an open deck, it actually, the gunship color goes all the way down to not only the top deck, the secondary deck underneath her, and then on the main deck right before the catapult. In fact, she was the first one to ever launch a plane off of her. Actually, it was her aft turret. So well, that's kind of where I'm at with that one. So I really needed the superstructure in place so I could kind of map out my painting. In New Jersey, we did do some things. We got basically most of the photo etch for the main deck in, and then I had to place the bridge area because I have photo etch for that. But then I pulled up because I probably have wood decks for that area right underneath the main bridge back there, that little dark area that's in shadow. So I had to kind of pull up there, and I wanted to double check. In the meantime, this puppy arrived, and I know how I am. I look at the hood, I look at the hole, and then I go, oh, well, that goes here. Well, why am I at it? Might as well throw on the deck. And of course, this is going to have the wood decks. And I drilled out all the portholes and got those done. So yeah, so that's where we are. Saying that's not going to bring me a damn thing as far as models, but that's okay. I have enough. So you guys just have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Festivus, which is today, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right? Probably in the new year. Talk to you soon.